Alright, today we're going to do Scriptwriting 102. Now that you have the basic idea as to who the main characters are, it's story time. Let's get started. So, most stories are about adventures the main character has on the way to making his or her dreams come true, and now he or she changes along the way. Other stories are how a person grows through adversity that they do not want to have to take on, but choose to do so anyways, then take it on and accomplish something along the way. No matter how you want to frame your story, you have to have an outline as to what is going to happen. So before we get to the outline, we're going to talk about answering a few questions. So the first questions that I want you to answer are, what does your main character want? What does he or she need to make his or her dream come true? And how will he or she change during this journey? Now you're going to answer these three questions first, so pause now, and then you can answer these three questions. And then moving on, we're going to play a fill-in-the-blanks game. So more than anything in the world, my main character wants blank. You can fill this in. It could be numerous things, it could be one simple thing, but what does your main character want? In order to get what he or she wants, your main character has to go on a journey to blank. Now journey is a loose word. It doesn't need to be a journey, but it has to be some sort of like representative of it. It doesn't mean they have to walk up a mountain, but it does mean they have to go on this journey, whether it's spiritual or whether it's physical, it doesn't matter, but it's a journey nonetheless. But the journey, this should say but the journey won't be easy. The main character will have to overcome his or her fear of. Plus, the no-good villain is doing everything in his or her power to stop my main character from getting what he or she wants by, and then fill in the blanks. How's the villain going to try to stop it? What obstacles is the villain going to put in front of the main character? But the main character has a great friend named, this is your supporting character here, who is helping him or her along the way by, and how is the supporting character helping? In the end, my main character and supporting character defeat the villain, overcome the obstacle by, and what do they do to overcome the villain or the obstacles that are placed in front of them? Alright, pause this and fill this in. Next, how will the main character change? In the beginning of the story, how will the characters change? Not just the main character, but the villain, the supporting characters, and the main character. In the beginning of the story, my characters were, and then who were they at the end of the story? And give me some explanations as to why they change. What happens along the way that makes them change and become the people they are at the end of the story? Alright, lastly, you're going to start planning your plot. What kind of story are we writing here? How does it start? Is it going to start by telling the reader a bit about the characters, the setting, and the conflict before jumping into the plot? Is it going to jump right into the conflict? How are you going to start your story? So we're working on the introduction. Start thinking about that, and then see if you can actually plot out everything that you think will happen. Now in class we're going to talk about The Hobbit. We've probably already done that by now. So your mind map, and you talk about the different introductions. So the intro, and this is how you're going to do this. The intro, and it starts with Bilbo in a hobbit hole talking about a very dull life that he actually really enjoys, and then it leads to the dwarves, the dwarf dinner, and even before that actually he meets Gandalf. So intro goes to Gandalf, goes to the dwarf dinner, leads to them leaving on the adventure, and then that leads of course to the trolls. And we could continue on and on and on and on all the way through. But this gives you an idea as to how it starts. You got to start thinking about your intro, but even furthermore, have an idea as to where your story is going to go, what's going to happen, and then we start writing. But the more planning you do beforehand, the easier the writing is. So, get to work. That's it.